Welcome back to Let's Play Spyro the Dragon Reignited. I really don't know what to say yet. This LP is slow paced so far. This is only the third part, but I can't even remember the last time I recorded. It was probably at least a week ago. It feels like it was ages ago though. The first part, there was like no, but there was a bit of lag and video desyncing, but there wasn't video skipping. The previous part, on the other hand, had a little bit of it, only a little bit, but still, it was noticeable and slightly a pain in the ass. Hey, actually, oh yeah, wonder then, because it's just like you just got continue and save slots. Wait, we're already 11% through the game? It only took 2 parts, and well, to be fair, Spyro 2 didn't take too long to 100% in terms of parts. Well, actually, it kind of did. How many parts was it? It's probably 20 or so parts. 30-ish at maximum. You know, anyone who suffers with depression or suffered with depression can relate, probably. But just like, you know, those times where you just, depression just randomly creeps up on you and then you just feel, So with that in mind, right, I'm like, okay, let's do some recording. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the fucking Speedway, though, or as they're called in this game, flights. It's like, why, man? Yesterday I recorded for Resident Evil 2, and that was like hell, man. The game was just like freaking kicking my ass left, right, and center. Well, hopefully the first flight isn't like the first freaking Speedway in Spyro 2, because that would suck ass. Essentially, because this is kind of like in Spyro 2, that one, what was it? Idle Springs, kind of a bit like that, really, isn't it? Well, it's nicely well hidden here, isn't it? I mean, if you jumped on one of these, you'd be like, oh, that would probably pique your interest, and you'd be like, maybe if I jump on all of them or in a specific order, it'll do something. And sure enough, the reward is hell. Let's go to Sunny Flights. I think it's the later speedways that are the worst. At least in this game, they actually kind of balance it, where they don't kick your ass too much at the start, unlike Spyro 2, where they're just like, first speedway is one of the most pain in the ass to freaking get the skill points. Now before we go ahead here, I want to check something. It doesn't seem like this one has any skill points linked to the speedways or all of the, what they call the end flights. So that's one positive thing there. And the trophies, man, the trophies for some of this shit. It's like, in the later speedways, well, flights. Try to get used to calling them flights, because that's what they're called in this game. But it's like, I've 100%ed it. I've got all the trophies for Spyro 1 and 3 in the Reignited trilogy. And there was 2 annoying trophies where you had to go through the whole flight, 100% it, without touching the ground, right? And I was doing that while trying to clear it the first time. So you got a time limit. But the trick to that is, clear it first. It doesn't matter how well you do it. Just clear the damn freaking flight properly. And then you'll just get a timer that goes up instead of down. So you can take your time and not land at all, so that you get the trophy. Just thought I'd give a little tip there, because that's how I ended up doing it. For one of them, at least. Oh, stupid things in this place with these bastards. I forget the order. I can't remember this. I can't remember this at all. It's not good. After a rough start. Also now realizing I haven't properly muted the headphones. I can hear the freaking sound of Spyro's flame coming out the nave. At least these planes aren't as hard as freaking... What were they, the boats? In Spyro 2. Freaking open speed. I don't know what I'm doing things in a random order, haven't got a clue. Where to go, what to do, there's shit around, oh my god, this is gonna suck. Yeah. If this had been like, maybe after I'd recently, you know, completed Spyro 1 here, I probably would have a better idea of, you know, the order. But of course I don't. I've got to remember everything. Relearn is the word I'm looking for. I think there's a loop-de-loop you have to loop under that bridge, actually. There's one as well. Or achievements, if you want to call them that, because it's on Xbox as well, isn't it? Is there a PC version? I'm not sure. Don't think they ported it to PC or anything. I feel like getting these ones out of the way first is probably not the correct order. But I did it anyway, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. It feels like those are definitely gotta be the ones you do last. Oh, it even shows you like that, doesn't it? To indicate. Oh yeah, planes first, then barrels, chests, and arches. Usually it's the arches first, really, isn't it? Oh, just because it shows it like that doesn't mean you have to do it that way. So fuck it, really go for I hate chests, man, I really do. Freaking pain in the ass. Bringing back painful memories of having to fucking redo this one speedway that had the chests laid out in a place like this. It was dreadful. And it was the one where I was trying not to land at all so I get the freaking trophy. It was freaking terrible. Hated it. Just so far spread out, these freaking arches, and they don't give much time back. So you waste time to get through them more than anything else. While at least we have like planes, for example. You hit a few of them in one go, and you get a few from, you know, like a decent amount of time back. Taking down a few at once, or even just one. At least the hit protection doesn't feel as awkward. It does for some bloody flights. Come on. Flames with fools. Two more to go, two more to go. Oh god, I'm running out of time here. Shit. Fuck you! Where's the other one? They're so far apart, I hate that. Hooray! We did it! Yay! Like I said, the first one isn't so bad in this game, but they get worse. You could say they just get more challenging, but no, I don't see it that way. Well, I do, but I kind of refer to it as worse because it's a pain in the ass more than anything. Like I said in my Spyro 2 LP, and even this LP as well, really. Not a big fan of speedways, flights, doesn't matter what you want to call them, never been much of a fan. I mean, it's cool to fly around after you've, like, cleared it the first time. Well, not really, because you'd be going for the freaking skill point at that point usually, and that's usually a pain in the ass, but you know, it doesn't give you much freedom. It's like the one type of level that allows you to fly through the whole bloody thing, and you've got a freaking timer, because of course. I hate timed things in games. Where am I even going? It was, yeah, it's around here. Let's go fight the first boss. Toasty. Isn't that a type of toast as well, Toasty? Well, not quite. I can't remember. Not quite toast, but sort of. I don't know. The other strange thing about this boss right here is every boss has like a level of their own where you gotta get through it to get to the boss. But in this case, and in quite a few cases of the bosses, getting to the boss is more challenging than the boss itself. Because look at these guys right here. It's like, oh, it's just a wizard and his dog. What could that possibly do? Well, look at this now. That dog is lazy. Do your thing. If he can, like, you just like, you hit once, right? It's like, oh, but you gotta hit twice. It catches you out, those little bastards. And they can be really fast too. I remember when I encountered them in the original version when I first played it for the first time last year. Not this version, the original. And it caught me off guard, to be honest. Look at this. Ow. I mean, my god. Did you just laugh at me? I mean, look, I'm getting absolutely eviscerated. And the worst thing is, I'm already down to nothing health. And there's no way of healing in this freaking level. I mean, the boss isn't challenging, but getting to the boss, that's another story. And it's like, once you flame him the one time, like you just saw there, they will immediately regain, you know, they won't be staggered by it. It'll essentially come right back at you. That's what makes you challenging. So you gotta back away, you know? Wizards are problems. Those freaking doggies here. They're assholes. Yo! And they got some range on them, haven't they? God dogs, man, and when it's two of them, it can be worse if you end up triggering both of them so they come at you at the same time. Ow, see what I mean? They got some serious range. That kind of makes me think of Avalon from Spyro 2, but it isn't. Or is it? No, actually that's just the hub world artisans. Ah! Whoa, shit. And that forced camera angle, it follows you. It's just, I think you can change it, but I can't be asked to even check. That seems to be a problem for me. It's like, I could do that, but I can't be asked. if you think of Call Me Kevin, who's become increasingly more popular on YouTube in the past year or so. He's like, he skips tutorials every time, and then he's just like, why does this game make no sense? It's kind of the same thing with me. It's like, why is this camera like this? You'd be like, you can change it, you know. He's like, oh, but I can't be asked. Should be another one around here somewhere. Yar! You know, I can totally imagine if this had a skill point. Actually, I think it does it? No, it doesn't actually. But you see there, like, there's another boss fight. There's a few other boss fights that have skill points attached to them. But if I had to get perfect on this, that would be challenging. Because seriously, those guard dogs are something fierce. We're not even at the boss yet. The boss is around the corner. Right around here-ish.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
It's like, wow, we're really hyping up this boss. It's gotta be something really challenging and fierce. More challenging than, say, us getting here. But there he is. Doesn't... Well, I guess he could look a bit intimidating, but he doesn't look steady there. I wonder why he looks like he's having trouble moving. Seriously, these guard dogs are the only thing that really gives this boss fight a challenge. It's like, oh, was that a sheep I just heard? And has he gotten shorter, or is it just me? Maybe it is just me. Maybe he hasn't. I don't know. It would make sense if he did get a bit shorter after that. Oh, he can actually hit me. Okay, fair enough. Oh, he's a sheep! He was a sheep all along! A sheep with stilts, and I'm gonna be fucked, aren't I? Gotta be careful. I was just curious to see if he would hit me, and apparently he does. He can actually hit you. I thought it was impossible. I thought dogs were the only threat in this. I mean, I guess he does have that giant scythe, I guess, but I wasn't expecting him to actually use it. Pew! And that is that. So yeah, boss fights aren't exactly anything. I mean, some of them, well, not many of them are really all that challenging. But it's like, it's okay, I guess. And imagine if on top of getting to the boss you have to deal with something like freaking Gulp. That would be a pain in the ass. Especially if they have a freaking skill point attached to it as well. That'd be extra annoying. Thousand gems! Everything is clear in this place. Right? Yeah, 100% on the first world. I don't think there's any other levels. So I might as well travel to the next world.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeepers world if you like.
I find the name a little ironic, really, because it's the first hub world you go to where the enemies actually fight back. So it's kind of the opposite of peace then, isn't it?
Are you ready to go?
I like how he just casually jumps on the head like that. Spyro doesn't give a shit. It's like Spyro 3, except this is the original. So Spyro 3, well, obviously, each of the original Spyro games, obviously, you know, they'd add more onto it and kind of look back at the previous game and be like, what did we do that we liked in that one, and let's add more to that. So you got a balloon in Spyro 3 as well. But not Spyro 2, you just get an awkward... Well, actually, if anything, Spyro 2's transitions between the hub worlds is probably the quickest. Because there's no real flying there or anything. You just jump on the thing and it's like wee 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 woo, and then suddenly you're there. Instant teleportation. And it's just like, he dropped us off here, so he's just like, where'd he go? Well, they all look the same, and I think they all sound the same, but these Balloon Boy guys are in every world, and they're at different points. They're all different ones, though, but they all look the same. You get the idea. And they take you to the worlds. But they always drop you off at the start of an area, but they're never actually where the balloon guy is in said level area. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? I don't know. I'm just gonna call it a part then, and for the first time in this LP, I will record 2 parts in one, because this part's kind of short. I could continue recording a little longer, but like I stated earlier on in this LP, I don't want to record too many lengthy parts because 1, takes up a lot of space, 2, has an increased chance of video skipping, and 3, well, see 1 and 2 for that. Anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.